Hey everybody, and welcome back. Michigan just defeated Nebraska 34-3. And do you remember the phrase 3 yards in a cloud of dust? Well, this Michigan team's more like 5.5 or 6 yards in a cloud of dust. Can we pass the ball at all? That's a question that I have, and it's kind of irritating me. Um, we had some weird drive where we went three straight passes. Well, that's not that smart, in my opinion. Game management and play calling is a question still. I think this offensive line and running attack is going to be good enough to keep Michigan in every game, but we need to do better. We need to complete some passes down the field. I think McCarthy only had, 7 completions between these two receivers, or all these receivers and running backs. That's not good enough. On Nebraska's first drive, they got the ball to start the game. Chuba Purdy started the game for them. The guy I previewed did not. I guess he was hurt. So Marcus Washington had a 30-yard catch and on a third down. And on 3rd and 4, there was a false start after the catch, and then a 3rd and 9 sack from Colson, which forced a punt. So that was their first drive. Michigan's first drive, Corum grinds for 3 plays, basically, and then a play action to Bell for 25 yards, and then a 3rd and 6 run is short, and on 4th and 2, Corum ran for the first down, and Edwards had a 9-yard run. Corum had a 5-yard run. There was a defensive pass interference that put the ball at the 2-yard line, and then touchdown Corum. 12 plays, 6 minutes 48 seconds. It was 7-0 after Michigan's first drive. This run is going to be a theme here. Nebraska, second drive, 3 and out. Defense was amazing yet again in this game. I can't speak enough about how they are. The whole team. Morris got hurt a little bit. I hope he is going to be okay. And as we're talking about injuries, right before the half, Nebraska's offensive coordinator Mark Whipple got laid out on the sideline, and he's kind of old, and I hope he's going to be okay. You know, we don't want any injuries in these games. We want the teams at their best. On Michigan's second drive, McCarthy got sacked, and it was a 3rd and 13, and he was incomplete, and a 3 and out. Nebraska's third drive, they were 3 and out. Michigan's third drive, Corum had an 11-yard run, and then there were 2 deep shots, one play action, long bomb that McCarthy just way overthrown, and another deep shot right after that. I don't understand it, and he overthrew that too. So it was 3rd and 10, and it was an incompletion short of the line to gain, and then a punt. Nebraska's fourth drive, it was a 3 and out yet again. So 3 straight 3 and outs for the defense after they gave up one 30-yard catch from Marcus Washington on Nebraska's first drive. Michigan's fourth drive, Loveland had a big catch. He was in for a Schoonmaker because he was a last minute not available. And Corum had an 11-yard run, 9-yard touchdown to Bell, made it 14-0. And then the next drive, Nebraska's fifth drive, Purdy had a 13-yard run, a 3rd and 6 to Brown for a 14-yard catch. And then he tried to hurdle somebody and got smoked right in the nads. I hope he was wearing a cup. That had to hurt. And then Michigan had a roughing the passer. Purdy had another 7-yard run. 3rd and Purdy had a 15-yard run and got hurt on that play. Like I said, I hope everyone is okay. Michigan was hurting people today, quarterbacks, coordinators. I don't mean to laugh. And to all the veterans out there, I love all of you too. I'm sorry that I didn't put that in my yesterday's video. Happy Veterans Day to all of you, including my dad. But guess well, he hurdled somebody, and then he was flipping in the air, and then Sainer still came in and laid him in the. That did not feel good, I bet. And then roughing the pads, yeah, all that. And then the ball is at the 15, and the quarterback Smothers comes in. And it was a 3rd and 7. He fumbled the ball. It was a snap fumble. And they made the field goal, which made it 14-3 Michigan. There was 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. Okay. And Michigan ran out that clock. They had ended up with 3 timeouts. I don't get that game management there. It started with a Corum 10-yard run, and then 2 incompletions, and then on 3rd and 10, Roman Wilson had a 13-yard catch. Glad to see he's okay. And 3 Corum runs set up, 4th and 1, and the ball was on the 33, and I was thinking maybe field goal here, but Corum converts on the 4th down. Bell caught the ball down to the 12-yard line, and there was 5 seconds left, and we were sitting there with all 3 of our timeouts. I don't understand it. And there was a weird, did anyone else catch this, where there was an illegal substitution on Nebraska, and we declined it. It would have been 1st and 5, but we declined it, so it was 2nd and 6. I didn't get that one. Maybe I'm mistaken, but you let me know down in the comments if you saw that too. So, and Corum had 100 yards at halftime, so we're just grinding this game out. Michigan's 6th drive, they started with the ball in the second half. 2 Corum runs, a 3rd and 2, Corum 5-yard run, and then 8-yard run, a 3rd and 2, Corum 4-yard run. So we're getting down to 3rd down, just 3 yards in cloud dust, right? Stokes had a 5-yard run, and then on 3rd and 5, J.J. McCarthy got sacked, and we had to punt. Can we pass in the cold? I don't want to sound like no Ohio State fan where weather matters. I mean, we're still being able to run the ball and ground and pound, but we got to work on our passing game. Nebraska's 6th drive, their first one of the second half, they got a 1st down, and then a 3rd and 8 was incomplete, and they were forced to punt the ball. Michigan's 7th drive, Corum had a 4th and 12, or 4-yard run and a 12-yard run. Dunlap had a 9-yard run. Gash had a 4-yard run. So, running backs were just moving them in like hockey lines now at this point. And Bell had a 9-yard catch. Corum came back in and had a 7-yard run and a 10-yard run. And then McCarthy had a keeper to the outside, which was nice, for a 3-yard touchdown. That made it 24-3. On Nebraska's 7th drive, they had a 3rd and 5, and Washington got a 6-yard catch, so they got the 1st down. And then on their next 3rd and 5, they failed, and they were forced to punt the ball. On Michigan's 8th drive, Stokes came in, had a 17-yard run, and then a 15-yard run, and then a 14-yard run. It's unbelievable. And then Gash had a 4-yard run, and then there was a crazy, weird play. It was a play action, and Bell breaks. J.J. McCarthy gets it to Ronnie Bell. He breaks a tackle for the 1st down. Now he's on the sideline. He almost steps out, just barely keeps in, cuts inside, runs up the sideline, and then coughs up the ball. before he goes into the end zone. And luckily, Andrell Anthony was the one that got that ball before it went out of the end zone, because that would have been a touchback, no points. They reviewed it and it was upheld. Just a crazy play. It was a touchdown for Michigan, and that made it 31-3. Nebraska's 8th drive. This is when Morris gets hurt. I hope he's going to be okay. It was they had a 4th and 1, and the quarterback sneak was good, and then a Mason Graham sack, and then a Jenkins sack, and Morris was in there, and Yabi was in there, and then they were forced to punt. On Michigan's 9th drive, run. Davis Warren, the quarterback, is in at this point. 7-yard completion, a run, and then an amazing catch behind his back, down low to the ground for Colston Loveland for a big gain. And then run, 3rd and 5 incompletion, field goal made by Moody. And that's the end of the game. Nebraska got the ball back with 1:30 left and did nothing. So that's just a great game, ground performance-wise. Michigan's boring, but it's effective. And I'd like to see him be able to open it up a little bit more for Corum so he can spring them big ones and make it easier on everybody. But we'll see. And as I'm finishing this, Alabama beat Ole Miss. Notre Dame survived earlier. Clemson won. Who lost? Illinois lost. So the Big Ten West is wide open going into the Big Ten championship game. There's like 6 teams that have 3 losses in the conference. Purdue is on top right now because they're the ones that beat Illinois today. And Illinois has to play Michigan next week, so they're out of it. Could be Purdue, could be Wisconsin, could be Iowa, could be Minnesota. I mean, jeez, that's crazy in the West. So stay tuned for my next video. Remember to like this one, share with others, subscribe if you have not, and go blue. And we have Georgia at Mississippi State tonight. Who else we got tonight? A couple of good ones. Washington's at Oregon. Kansas State's at Baylor. TCU at Texas coming up tonight. And Stanford, Utah. Arizona's at UCLA. Survived in advance. Michigan is 10-0. And bring it on, everybody. Bring it on, Illinois.